Hello everyone, Clint here. I hope everybody is doing great today. Today I'm going to come at you with another video of the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, specifically some software about using one of the better features on the smartwatch, and that is using these quick toggles. So today we got the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, although this will work on the Galaxy Watch 4s and the regular Galaxy Watch 5. Also, it is a Galaxy Watch with Wear OS feature, even though it did come in the Galaxy Watch 3 with Tizen. It is a little bit different now. But right now I got my Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. It's wrapped up in a sup case. And yeah, so anything you see here in this video, I'll leave some links, but let's go ahead and pop it off and put it into a band for the demo. Let's take a look. Okay guys, got it switched out. Now we have the LDFAS titanium band on there. One of my favorite bands. I think that one will work good for us for our demonstrations today. So let's see what we got here. So the thing I want to talk about is right here. I'm sure if you have one of these watches, you know you have your awesome quick toggles. By just swiping from the top, you get your quick toggles. Now what you may not know is you can do a lot with these quick toggles, and of course, this being a Wear OS watch, you can change the way these are set up. So these are the way mine are set up, and I would recommend moving yours around for the what you use them the most for. What we're going to do here is go through each one of these toggles, and I'll show you the usefulness of each one of them, and then I will also show you how to move them around and do some adjustments on those. So let's get started here. Let's jump in closer to the watch so you can see. Get it cleaned off. All right, so here we go. We got, let's just go right from the front here, and I'll start here. These are my first row. So the way this works is you have, as you can tell here from the dots, you have pages. I have every single one of these quick toggles turned on for today's video, but normally I do not have that many turned on. So I usually only have 2 pages. And so my first page here is definitely the most used one. First one here on the left is the flashlight. If you click that, it's going to go straight to the flashlight. And, you know, using the flashlight, you can kind of adjust the density of it, the intensity of it, sorry. And you can just kind of cruise through that right there. And you need to just push that to get right back out of there. And that's how you do that. Now, one thing on each one of these toggles, and this is another super handy thing, is you can press and hold, and it will take you, if it has a subsequent menu for the settings, it will jump right into there. So I use that a lot just to get to the quick settings. Like if I want to get to certain settings on the watch, like brightness or something like that, this is definitely something I will do. So the next one over here is bedtime mode. So what bedtime mode does is if you press that, it puts your watch into bedtime mode, which is this kind of like dark mode. And what it does is it shuts off all your buttons. It shuts off the touchscreen. And only thing that really works is the button to turn it back on so you can see it. And it also puts your phone into bedtime mode, so which goes to a black and white screen. It's pretty cool, works really well. I'd use it every single night because I do sleep with this watch pretty much every single night. So that's one of my most used ones. And that's why it's on the first page. The second one here is the display. So what this does is when you click that, this allows you to make the display brighter or not. Now this is on my first row because I do have auto brightness turned on, but sometimes it fails and it doesn't do what I want it to. So I'll have to quickly come up here and hit the brightness scale to make it a little bit brighter or less brighter, depending on what I have going on. Now, again, you can press and hold this, and it takes you right into the display settings, so you don't have to, if you need to adjust a different display setting, like if you want to take your touch the screen to wake turned off, you can do that, or your screen timeout, which is what I do here a lot for when I make these videos. I'll switch it up. So that's nice to be able to get straight to that particular setting in the settings without having to go all the way through settings. The The next one here is settings. So what that does is it just quickly gets you to your settings. So it makes it easier than instead of the other way, which you have to then swipe up and then you got to scroll until you find your settings. This is significantly faster. Is if you just click that and go. There really is no touch to hold on that because it's the settings. It just goes straight to the settings. So the next one I have also is water. So this is the water lock feature. Because of the actual battery life on this Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, I do sometimes not take it off for a couple days, and I'll shower and everything with it. And I don't swim, so I use it specifically in the shower. But all that does is turn on water lock mode for you. And as you can tell, it gives you like a little kind of bluish kind of thing in the background, so you know that you're in water lock mode. And what that does is it shuts that screen off for you. So, you know, if you don't know, water will completely mess with your touchscreen. It's kind of a drag. But if you put it in water lock mode, it'll work just fine and track or give you notification stuff. Of course, you can't interact with them because the screen is locked. And to get rid of that water lock mode, all you have to do is press this for 2 seconds. Plays that wonderful sound, and what that does is get the water out of the speaker, so your speaker is working good now. That's the reason why I have that on there, because I do turn that on when I take a shower. I must say I didn't use this very often in my Galaxy Watch 4s because shower time was definitely charging time, and that one had to be charged every day. This one here is do not disturb mode, and what that does is put your watch into do not disturb, so it will not send you notifications and stuff, but it does still leave the screen and stuff on, and you can use it like normal. It just basically shuts all the notifications and stuff off for you. And if you press and hold that one, all that does is go to the toggle, directly to the toggle in the settings to turn it on or off. That's pretty nice sometimes when you don't want your phone vibrating if you're in a meeting or something like that. So those are my 6 most used. I just drag down and hit those, and then I have a second page, which I also would be my second level of use right here. And right here is the first one, is the always on display. So if something's going on and I need to turn that off, I can click that there. Again, if you press and hold that, all it does is go to the settings screen. The next one here is whether you want it in vibrate mode, quiet mode, or sound. I usually always have my watches in vibrate mode, but I do know some people that have a hard time feeling watches, and so they'll put it on sound. This is the same thing. Just goes to the setting here, so you can mute it, vibrate it, or turn the sound on. And then when you click that button, it goes to between mute, vibrate, and sound. So I always leave mine on vibrate. Next one over is power save. This can be in handy if you're in a spot where you're not going to be in a charger for a while, so you want to click it on power save. If you just click that button right there, you can see it says in power saving mode. Really nothing specifically happens that you can see, except you get now the little icon at the top to let you know you are in power saving mode. And if you press and hold that, it's going to take you to the battery savings, which is power saving mode right underneath it. And if you don't know power saving mode, it tells you right there. It turns off the wake up gestures, turns off the always on display, turns off Wi-Fi, limits the CPU speed, decreases brightness by 10%, limit background network usage, locations, syncing, and reduces screen time out to 15 seconds, and won't allow any software updates, which makes sense. So that's what that does. And so sometimes if you really need to jump into power saving mode because you know you're going to be gone for a while and you're away from a charger, you can just click that on. That's why the quick toggle is nice. You can just hit it on and hit it off when you need to. Next toggle is the theater mode. So what this does, let's press and hold that guy, turn on theater mode. And one nice part about it is it will ask you how long you want to turn it on for. So 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. 2 hours is usually what I have it set for because most movies only last 2 hours. However, I did just watch Wakanda Forever, and that is a long movie, so you might need to adjust that. And so what happens when you turn it on, it's going to go to this right here, and it'll ask you what duration you have each time you turn it on. So that is handy if you are going to be sitting through a long Marvel movie or just a regular size movie. So what that does is turn the screen and wake gestures off, so it doesn't come on and turn on for you. So like if you get a notification or anything, the screens won't come on, so you're not blinding yourself inside of a movie theater. It's pretty handy. I use that one quite a bit. Pretty much every time I go to a movie. I don't go to a movie every day. That's why it's in the second level here. Next one is the Wi-Fi toggle. So if you need to manually turn your Wi-Fi on or off, you can use that toggle right there. What I personally do is I leave my Wi-Fi on auto mode, and so if you wanted to turn that on, see how I got Wi-Fi as auto. I do leave it off a lot most of the time, so but because I don't really need Wi-Fi that often. But if you need yours more often than I do, it's a nice little quick toggle and you can shut it off. I'm assuming it might save battery. I'm not real sure. I don't worry too much about battery on this particular watch, but some other watches you might want to make sure you have all that turned off. All right, so then the next toggle is just to shut it down, and you can turn it off. You can make an emergency call, and you can touch the adjust the touch sensitivity here too, which is kind of cool, kind of interesting. That's in that particular toggle. If you just press and hold this one, it does the exact same thing, so nothing special there on the press to hold. But if you need to shut your watch off really quick, so I know some people that turn their watches off when they sleep, when they're traveling, so they don't have to bring a charger. Whatever floats your boat, however you want to use it, it's your watch. Okay, next one. Let's go over now to my third page. Now we're getting into no man's land here, where I don't use a lot of these toggles. There's actually one toggle in here I do use that I probably would leave on this page. Let's just go to the first one. Airplane mode is pretty self-explanatory. It turns everything off for airplane mode if you need that, just like your phone. This one right here is pretty cool. This is your headphone mode right here, so you can turn that on right there, and it's going to go right there, and you're going to pick what bud you want or whatever headphones that you have associated with your watch, and you can also scan for it here, so that makes it a quick way to do that if you're doing that a lot. I don't actually use my watch very often with headphones, so that's usually in the no man's land toggle area. Next one is Find My Phone. This one is super handy. I'm not sure why I don't have this one on here. You just click that and it's going to ring your phone for you. As you can hear, there's my phone is right next to me. Whew, that's loud. Sorry about that. That's pretty loud. It just goes straight to the Find My Phone area here. And let's see here. I don't think it does anything on a press and hold except take you straight to that. So nothing there. But if you use that option often, you'll probably want that one in your first row there. This one right here turns your location on or off. I always leave my location turned on because I do run with it and use GPS often, and I don't want to have to click it on every time I need to. So that one usually is also in the no man's land of toggles because I usually don't ever toggle it on or off. This one right here is actually really cool. If you click that right there, this gives you the volume for everything on the watch. So you can adjust the volume for your ringtone. As you can tell, I have it on mute. Media, if you have media playing through here, notifications system, those are muted, and your Bixby volume level. So you can adjust each one of these separately from there if you want to. Super handy. I'm not sure if you use Bixby a lot, but sometimes it'll scream at you and you don't want it to, so it's nice to be able to adjust that. I'm not sure if you're doing that often, then maybe you want that toggle a little bit closer than mine to the front, but this kind of one is in a little bit no man's land for me also. NFC, so this one turns on and off NFC. So again, this would be a battery saving type situation where you're trying to save some battery, and you can turn your NFC on, off, and then on. And if you press and hold that guy, it just goes to the setting for NFC. And right now you really, you can use you're just using NFC for tap to pay usually. And if you have it off, let me show you. So if you wanted to leave this guy off, I leave mine on. Let's say if you leave that off and you go in to pay, it'll ask you, it'll automatically turn it on for you. So as you can tell, let's see here. Now it's on, see? So I'm not real sure what that toggle is. That one just kind of stays in no man's land too. and it'll turn it off. So it'll only turn it on for contact payments, and then it turns it right back off. So that's pretty handy, I guess, if you want to save some battery life and you're not using NFC for anything other than payments. And let's get to the last one. This is the touch sensitivity toggle here. So if you turn that, it turns the touch sensitivity on. If you don't know what touch sensitivity is, you can turn that on and this thing will work with all kinds of stuff. So you can literally like have your finger covered by a glove or something like that, and it'll still work. Like you can see here, I got it, completely covered up and it still works. I'm not sure how it does that, but it is definitely a Samsung thing and I dig it. But I almost never need to use that, but winter's coming up, so maybe I might need to turn that toggle on and off. I'm assuming it uses more battery or can be a little irritating, so that's why there's a toggle for it. And that is every single toggle that is available in the Galaxy Watch 4s or 5s. Here, now, if you notice, you go to the last page, there's a button called plus button right there. I don't know if you can see that real well. It's kind of hidden. But if you hit that plus button, what it does is it put it in edit mode. And let's say if I have this one closed, you now see it has a little plus button there. So you can go through here and shut off the ones you want. And now you can see they got a little pluses next to them. And then more importantly, you could also move them around. So this is now where you can grab, you can hold, and you can move them to wherever you want to. So you can set these up by page and you can get them to exactly where you want them to. So you put your most used ones on that first screen if you want to. And then once you're done, you just hit the button and now everything is moved around the way you had it moved around, and everything that's now missing is now missing. So if you wanted to bring them back because you got the wrong one, all you do is hit the plus. Now if you notice everything comes back again, you can click on the one that you want to bring back, that's plus, and then you are good to go there. And now you can see that one is back. I kind of like that one closer to the front, so we're going to move that one not all the way to the front here, but let's put it back here, right there, let's say. And now we are good to go. And now I have that one right there. The other nice thing about here, if you notice while we were going through this, if you don't have a watch face that has your battery percentage, you can check your battery percentage really quickly right there. You can also see you're connected with Bluetooth. So that is also another pretty handy feature that I really like, that I use that a lot for. Well, guys, that is the tutorial for all the quick toggles in the Galaxy Watch 4, 5, and 5 Pro. Thanks for staying to the end, and I will see you on the next one.